say, even if that's the case, I'd like to say that on my final day, I was doing all the things that I thought were right to do, you know? And we have a choice every single day to either be part of it or be against it. And it's up to you every day. Yeah. People, they believe that animal abuse is wrong, but they pay for it. So what we're saying is it's the action that is important there, right? Like your intentions might be good, but the path to hell is paved in good intentions sort of thing. So we're just showing people what happens to animals in animal agriculture. So that's for, you know, flesh, for eggs, for dairy, stuff like that. And you know, we kill animals in the trillions, so it's a massive problem, and most people do eat animals and their secretions. We see a world where people don't do that because we don't. Who do you know who actually enjoys animal abuse or thinks it's okay? Like we've got over there, you know, you don't kick a dog. If someone kicks a dog, we think they're a monster. I don't know if you've seen what happens, but that's just for chicken. Every time they'll have their throat slit. And I don't know if you've seen farms.
I've seen some videos like that already.
Yeah, well, I've been in them and they stink. They're just covered in their own feces. And even the free range small ones, they are, because they're seen as commodities, things to just use. They're not going to care if they get hurt, they lose a leg, they can't stand up, they're starving to death, you know.
So you've been vegan for a long time?
9 years.
9 years?
Yeah. It's just, I saw the dairy industry. I don't know if you've seen the dairy industry before.
I don't really eat dairy products.
Yeah, okay. Well, what I saw basically was like babies being taken from their mums because the milk is for the babies, right? And it just completely shocked. It just made me realize, oh, this idea I had where these things happen far, far away, they're happening and I'm paying for them. I need to stop right now. And then I started looking into, yeah, that's dairy there, that's beef. And my mind was blown. I couldn't believe that I was against it. I thought the whole world was against it, and then we're all paying for it. So I think the future is definitely vegan, because who wants that for someone else? Yeah. Have you ever looked into going vegan or anything like that?
Not vegan, but I don't really eat meat, and I'm not really a dairy products person. Because I have some intolerance to milk.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I will go for coconut milk or almond milk.
So it'd actually be quite, like, you wouldn't have to cut out very much in order to just be vegan, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's actually easier than you think. As you know, if you avoid certain things, you just use something else, or maybe you substitute out and use like oat milk. We just do that with everything. Like, you know, we get creative with like oyster mushrooms or seitan or tofu, or, you know, all sorts of things instead of flesh.
I still eat meat, like chicken.
Yeah.
Mainly, but that's it.
Would you stop?
Maybe later, but not for now.
Not for now.
I'm not really a big meat person anyway. Yeah.
What do you think means that you'd carry on? Like, what do you think?
It's just, I feel I need some time to eat meat.
You need some time to eat meat, sort of.
Yeah, sometimes.
Do you think that, like, the stuff that happens, you know, you just saw the chickens, would you say, okay, not for like 100 of you, but for like maybe 5 of you, that's fine? Do you see it like that?
I know it's not fine, but I know, like, as a human, like, sometimes maybe we need to eat meat, or sometimes not all type of meat. So I feel like my body needs some, but we just have some time.
It's definitely, there's the idea that we need flesh, but the scientific consensus says otherwise. In fact, some processed meats can be linked to some of our diet-related killers. So this idea that we need it, there's no evidence that we do. Like, I mean, I've been vegan.
Like
Oh, you feel, yeah.
Yeah,
I know what you mean, but and personal feelings that you've got to be careful how we navigate them to the truth, right? Do you know what I mean? And especially if we think something's wrong, we're compelled to like look into it further, right? And just see if that's actually the case, challenge ourselves. Because if we don't agree with that and we were the victim, we would want someone to stop there and then. We'd be like, please just stop. Please, I don't care. I don't care if you need this. Please stop. But that's happening and they can't say anything in our language, you know. So I would just say think of them and look into it further. And you'll find that actually it's not as hard or as unreachable as it.
I know. I can go without meat for a week, no problem.
How about forever?
Step by step.
How about forever? There's amazing vegan recipes out there where you could enjoy the taste and everything.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. What are you doing right now? What is happening?
I don't know, I thought you wanted me to record.
Oh no, not right now. Do you know what we're showing here?
Electrocutions of pigs.
Yeah, well, this is a gas chamber at the moment. They're being gassed to death. Sometimes they do it to stun them before they stab them. But we're also just trying to, we got don't kick dogs, don't stab pigs in the throat. Because we wouldn't dream of someone, if someone kicked a dog, we would think they're a monster. But we pay people to stab animals and do far worse every single day. Like, it's just so bizarre that we do that.
I agree.
Yeah. And when we think about it, there's
I
no
presume you're a vegetarian.
vegan. Because the dairy industry and egg industry, we show that as well. It means animals get stabbed and babies get taken away from their mums. It's horrible.
It's a fact of life, though, isn't it? You can't change the world, but you can change a percentage, I suppose.
Well, that's the thing. Like, we don't see that change, but if you look throughout history, like, you had all these different time periods, different civilizations, different practices. And there's practices that happen that we wouldn't dream of doing today. And that's, because of people who said, no, that's wrong, don't do that. And they stopped.
You have to stop the population, sorry.
That's all right, don't
You
worry.
have to stop the population increasing, to be honest, because the more people they want to eat something, and that's it, to be honest, I suppose.
Well, it's more so just changing, the behaviours of the people who do exist. And we're one of those people, and we have an effect because we kill trillions of animals every single year. Like, the years go by, trillions of animals are being killed.
Sad, really, I know.
Yeah, and there's only 8 billion of us, so that's a lot of animals that we personally, we have a hand in. Yeah. Vegan is really the only way to avoid this. In future, there'll be more technology to...
I don't really understand your end speciesism.
Speciesism. So it's a form... Basically, you treat someone badly or in a negative way because they're a different species of animal. You go, oh, that's a cow, so I can stab them. That's a dog, so I can breed them and cut their tails so they look nice. That's a human, so I don't, hopefully stab them,
That's all whether or not we survive Mr. Putin, whether or not we actually continue in any way whatsoever.
Well,
anyway.
say even if that's the case, I'd like to say that on my final day I was doing all the things that I thought were right to do, And we have a choice every single day to either be part of it or be against it. And it's up to you every day.
That's true.
Yeah. And all you have to do is really, people think veganism's so unattainable. Put your hands somewhere else in the shop. Instead of that dairy milk, go to the oat milk or the soy milk or the other milks. There's in Tesco, there's plant-based, it says plant-based and vegan on there. Go there instead. That's all you have to do. Check things are vegan. If they're not, leave them be, because that's got something you don't agree with. And if they are vegan, hey, I'd like to be someone in the future generations look at and go, she wasn't doing that, Well, you can do it as well. You definitely should if you believe in it.
I know. If a few people do things happen, but I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
it's just like we can't complain about bad things happening really if we're not gonna stop them, you know, ourselves at least. We have control over ourselves. If we,
Stop, sit it, calm. That's it.
well, yeah, but this is all we're asking. You know, I can't control you, but you can control yourself. You can go, no more dairy milk in my tea. No.
In theory, I could turn around and say, I don't believe in people taking drugs because nobody stopped that. They're the person that goes and buys the drugs. They're the person that takes the drugs.
Well,
and they become a drug user.
Well,
it.
Obviously when we're talking about addiction.
But that's similar to this, isn't it? Don't go and buy meat products. Buy vegetables.
Well,
like that. And equally so, you know. But I mean,
in the sense, there's a
agree with
victim.
what you're saying.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you're getting at. And yeah, when there's another victim involved, it's so pertinent to just stop that. We're missing, but if you ever want some resources or anything, you know, thank you so much.
Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.